Once the enrollment is successful, it goes to the database, run the deduplication on our ABIS to make sure that you are not already in the database. It is only when that is done, that is successful, it generates a national identification number for you.
So,
how long after that registration do you get the national identification number?
It's almost instant. If there's any delay or any query at the back end, maybe they will delay it and give it a period of 24 to 48 hours to clear that issue.
I understand they have to send it back to Abuja, print and take it back.
At any point in time, wherever you register in the world, it has to go back to our database in Abuja, to do the duplication in our database to make sure you are not already in the system. Because that number that it will issue is a unique number, only to you, and it cannot be generated twice.
Okay, and some people seem to be confused about the national identification number and the national ID card.
Indeed, that has been the primary challenge in terms of awareness campaign and getting people to adopt the national identification number. The mindset we have is that the card is your identity, and that is absolutely wrong. And I've seen very informed people who say to me, what's this problem that you have? In America, when you walk in, the social security number is given to you almost immediately. But in Nigeria, when you come here, you are having to spend billions of naira, and you can't even issue a simple card to me. And I say, watch it. You said in America number. Why are you talking of card in Nigeria? And he said it's the same thing. And I say, no, it's not. The social security number, the way you see it in the US, the equivalent here, when you want to compare, is the national identification number. The national identification number truly is your identity for 3 reasons. Number 1, it's a unique number that is randomly generated, so it's difficult to counterfeit it or forge it. And there are certain processes that would have taken place before that number is generated, such that if you then want to undermine the system by seeking to obtain a second number, you would not be able to. And then finally, it is this number that is used to do every other thing, the value chain, the value proposition that we say the benefits that accrue from having the national identity management infrastructure in place. It comes about from the concept of that unique number that is given to you, that cannot be given to someone else, that will be retired if you die. And that is the tool, we call it the universal identification infrastructure.
How do you get that information if the person dies?
Because certainly if you're going to use biometrics, the person is not going to be there to...
No, I mean, after registration, you said the number will be retired if the person dies.
Yes.
So how do you update?
The process of updating, and like I said, this is a transitional period. At some point, we would have our system and the system of the National Population Commission at the level of vital registration would have become, will be in sync, in the sense that the data that they collect, because we enroll from birth to death, and there is a constitutional responsibility that confers the National Population Commission with such primary duties. And so the interoperability we have with them is what will enable us get that data.
And, I think we have a caller.
That's what? Uzezi. All right. Hello, Uzezi, go ahead.
Yes, I on this national identity card, I was registered in August. It took me 2 days to register. Until now, I have not got the temporary. In fact, the post card, I spent hours there. We got a stage there's no light, that we are asked to come back. I came back on Monday. I was taking. I went in to go through all the processes. I have done the processes, but till now, I was doing 3 weeks to come back for my temporary. I went back. My temporary is not ready. They took all my information and they asked me that they told me that they would send me a text message. I have not gotten nothing till now.
All right, hold on, Uzezi. Just hold the line. Let me see. I think, did you hear what?
Yes, yeah. Uzezi, which center is this?
Lagos, by the Alausa there.
Good. And they did not give you any evidence of your registration?
I have a piece of paper, and that is not useful. It's only useful to you guys when I bring it back for my temporary.
Yes, Uzezi, let me tell you 3 things will happen. If it doesn't happen, just bear with us, and I'll explain. The first thing that will happen is the one that you said they have given to you. It's almost instantaneously, right? The second one is that you are supposed to get an SMS that will say to you, this is your national identification number. If you were not issued one on the spot. If you were issued one on the spot, it means that there are no issues as to the information that you have presented to us. If there are issues, then there is an internal process that will enable us to ascertain that these issues are a result of the threshold that we have set the system to operate, so that if there's any similarity, it throws it up for us to then look at it and be sure. It's all part of ensuring the integrity of the system. The third one that would happen is that when your card is ready, you would receive an SMS saying, this is the batch to which your card belongs. And then you should come on a particular date to come and collect your card, because your biometrics would also be used by way of verification to confirm that you are the one collecting your card. So we use an activation process to ensure that you actually come yourself to collect your card. So please bear with us. This is one room that cannot be built, should not be built, and is not advisable to be built in a day.
All right, Uzezi, thank you.
I think Uzezi is not alone, and because there's a whole lot of questions coming up on Twitter, and like Protus at Protus 1794 says that I should tell the NIMC DG that the face photo on the ID isn't uniform. I have my face compressed and doesn't look like me in any way.
Okay. I would say to the gentleman or lady, whoever it is, that then you shouldn't have accepted the card. Typically, when you come in, the card is given to you in a sealed envelope. The first thing you're asked to do is to confirm the name and the address. If it is yours, then you can open it.
Yeah, that was actually the Ubakari, yes.
And you are asked to look at the details. If you are satisfied, then you go on and activate. The biometric confirmation is the last thing we do. If you are not satisfied, then you report on the spot.
The form.
Okay.
That is what...
okay, now Protus is saying in Boko, Benue State, NIMC office is not functioning. And they keep telling us no network. What's your office doing about this?
Boko. Is Boko...
It's Benue.
It's Benue State.
Benue State.
That must be a local government.
Yeah, it's
office.
a local government, yeah.
Well, okay. Perhaps the reason is that there is no network, and typically we have these problems. There are operational and logistic issues that can be dealt with as they come.
I think Victor is on the line from Aba. Hello, Victor.
Hello, good morning.
Please go ahead. Thank you for joining us.
Please, basically, I want to ask just 2 questions concerning what is going on now. First of all, enough awareness being created concerning what this body is doing, because I'm just getting to know this for the first time. That is one. Then 2, has anything process been put in place to ensure that somebody who is a foreigner does not claim to be a Nigerian in the process of registering under this program?
Thank you, Victor.
I don't know if you got me, yeah.
Thank you. The awareness efforts have been very consistent over the years. But you see, there's a mindset problem that we are having to address, and it can only take time. People still believe that if they don't see the card, then nothing has happened. And of course, there are people who would like to tell you that, look, this thing, we've done it in the past, it's not going to work, and so on. But in terms of the aliens, foreigners claiming to be Nigerians, there's so much you can do. Okay. And the primary strategy has been to collaborate with the Nigeria Immigration Service and to say to them, and they've been very, very supportive. In all our enrollment centers, there is a personnel of the Nigerian Immigration Service. They are specially trained and have that capacity to be able to quickly say to you, I suspect this is not a Nigerian.
Isn't there a limitation there?
There is.
With the Immigration Service, because they don't have data of every single Nigerian, do
they don't, but because their primary responsibility is to be able to confirm who a citizen is. So they have a way. And of course, our people are also trained. I mean, your language, the way you talk, and all of that.
We have some pictures on the screen right now. This is capturing the pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the enrollment.
Now, what you're seeing now is an attempt to ensure that the headshot conforms with ICAO standards. Yeah. When all the data have been collected, demographic and biometric, the bandwidth, the network that they're talking about, is what enables us to immediately submit that data without any further human interference to the back end.